I cordially welcome you all to the 742nd meeting of the Chennai Toastmasters Club. I'm Abhirami Ayyappan and I'm the Sergeant at Arms for this meeting. The mission of every Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which the members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Before we jump into today's meeting, let me quickly brief you on the 6 ground rules. Firstly, please put your mobile phones on silent mode. Remain on mute unless it's your turn to speak. When you're speaking, refrain from talking on taboo topics such as sex, politics, or religion. And if you want to communicate with the rest of the folks, please use the chat box right below. And an additional request is to rename yourself in such a manner that will help us identify whether you are a guest or a member or a role player. If you are a member, please add the prefix member and your name. If you're a role player, please add the prefix, the role name. Say, I'm the timer for today, so I'll rename myself as Timer Abhirami. And if you're a guest, please add the prefix guest. And other request for the role players is to ensure that the video is switched on at least 5 minutes before the time that they have to perform. This will help us to smoothly bring you on stage. Without any further ado, let me hand over control to the presiding officer. He is a senior Toastmaster who enjoys watching Tamil movies directed by K.S. Ravi Kumar and director Shankar. With a big round of applause, let me call upon the president of our club, Toastmaster Guru Ayyappan. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Abhirami, for that wonderful intro. It was I declared 742 meeting open. It was in the year 2014-15 when the football club Leicester City was almost in the relegation path. But due to players' composure and commitment, they are able to make a comeback and they made it into the league stage of next year's Champions League Football League. In the 2015-16, they changed their football coach called Claudio Ricciardi as a chief coach. He identified each player's skills, potential, and made sure they played to their full potential. And also he made sure that they are coming out of their comfort zone and they're playing to their full potential, because of which eventually they became the champions. So what is a lesson that the mentor, and here the coaches are mentors and players are mentees. So this is how I compare this story with the Toastmasters. Here mentor identifies mentees' strength and they are able to making sure that members deliver the speech to the full potential, to the full strength, and not only the communication leadership skills, but also leadership skills. Also, they identify their potential. They are helping to grow them as a communicator and leader. So on this note, without much ado, I introduce the Toastmaster of the day for the day, Toastmaster Puneet, who is a senior engineer, who is working as senior engineer in Silicon Valley, Mahindra Silicon Valley, and his passion is reading books on personal development and implementing the same. Now handing over the control to TMOD Puneet J. Nolanite is the team of the day. Nolanite, Puneet, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster President Guru Ayyappan sir. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Now, when I put in this word, Nolanite, the only two people who understood were Toastmaster Abhilash and Toastmaster Ranju. Toastmaster Aishwarya was clueless. She asked me, what is it about? Then I sent her a screenshot explaining what Nolanite is. So Nolanite are those people who are crazy fans of director Christopher Nolan movies. Now, how many of you have heard this name Christopher Nolan? Raise of hands. Or even put it, yes, okay, I can see Jimmy Patrol. And yeah, many of you out here. Glad to hear. So some of his movies are like very intriguing. You have to watch 5 to 6 times to understand what the director is saying. And my first encounter with this director happened in the year 2015, I believe, when Interstellar came. I was probably in my second or third year of college, and I watched this movie, Interstellar. And it was close to 3 hours. But to be honest, after the movie, my friends and I, we were discussing for nearly 3 hours. So in fact, we were 6 hours in the mall just to discuss that movie. And later I realized that this same director has created Inception, one of my favorite movie. And if you're a Batman fan, I'm pretty sure Dark Knight trilogy is one such movie, which something which you would love to watch again and again. So Nolan is an emotion, by the way. So I would not get nitty-gritty aspect of the movie as such, because I leave up to the audience to enjoy. And now why I've chosen this theme? Because his latest movie Tenet has just came. I don't know when it's gonna come to Indian theaters, but I look forward to witness that movie. Now a typical Toastmasters meeting has 3 segments, but today in the interest of time we have removed table topics. So we have prepared speech session, evaluation, and today we'll be having a business session. Now before we move further, we have the court master of today's meeting, Toastmaster Abhilash. When I asked which is his favorite movie, and he said Harry Potter franchisee is the most loved for him. It's the most famous franchisee which he loves watching again and again. So Toastmaster Abhilash, can we have you as the court master of the day today?
Hello, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Puneet. Good evening, my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. Thank you for that wonderful and energetic introduction, Toastmaster Puneet. So, the quote that I'm going to share to you all today is a fairly simple quote. The quote goes like this: for those who think small of us, our success should be enough to silence them. I repeat, for those who think small of us, our success should be enough to silence them. I'll tell you who told this quote towards the end. But right now, let me tell you all a short story of a boy named Rakesh, who was born to poor parents in Tamil Nadu. He used to go to school every day, where his friends used to ridicule him and make fun of him for being poor. He used to come home and cry. And then he told his parents one fine day, I'm not going to go to school hereafter. His grandmother called him and said, but if you don't go to school hereafter, then that means your friends, your negativity has get good marks, and those who made fun will look up to you. And so the next day, he made a resolve to study hard and work hard, with the result that when he passed out his 12th standard, he passed out at the top of his class. His friends looked at him in awe and congratulated him. Moving on, he became a successful engineer. What goes round comes back. He was called to give a motivational speech at his Toastmasters club. And you know what he said? He said the quote that I gave you. For those who speak negative about you or think small of you, your success should be enough to silence them. And that is the quote that I give you today. This quote was written by none other than by our very own Toastmaster Kirtika Raju. So this is the quote I give you today. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Puneet.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abhilash, for that profound quote. I would urge you to put that in the chat box as well, so we all can look at it as well. And next up, we have idiom master for today, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayan. Sir, can we please have you? Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayan. So you're on mute.
You're on mute.
Unmute yourself.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you, Puneet. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I'm sorry for this mute. I'll be the idiom master for today, and somehow I think this idiom is more close to the quotes which you gave in the previous speech. Okay, let me share a screen. So today's idiom is bury the hatchet. I'll repeat, the idiom is bury the hatchet. The meaning is to make peace with an enemy, to agree to forget past transgressions, past enmity, past jealous, and become friendly. To give a very simple meaning to it, bury the hatchet means to end a conflict with someone and become friendly. And there's an example on usage of this idiom. Me and my friend buried the hatchet, and we are good friends now. Let me go to the origin of this idiom, which is quite interesting. Before that, I just want to say what is a hatchet is. A hatchet is nothing but an axe, is used to cut wood. And also it was used in the past for war against humans. And this phrase bury the hatchet has originated from a ceremony from the tribes, from Native Americans, even before Europeans invaded. Their custom is that between the two tribes, when they declare a peace from all their enmity, they go and bury the war hatchets, very specifically the war hatchets, into the ground, and they both decide to live in peace and harmony. And that's how this idiom originated. And the most important message it conveys is that we all need to bury the hatchet. The hatchet we mean here is negativity, enmity, jealous, and whatnot. So let's bury the hatchet and live in peace and harmony. And over to Puneet.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayan. So now with regards to Nolan movie, what I have found is this one quote which in a way Dale Carnegie said it, that when you're dealing with humans, we all have to remember that we are dealing not with creatures of logic, but we are dealing with people made up of emotions. And that's exactly how his films have been. They always target at the core aspect of human, which is the emotion. With regards to Interstellar, what I have found that despite of all those black hole theories, I leave up to the audience to go and examine. The one line, if I want to put it in that movie, is that a father promises his daughter that he's going to save the world and come back. And that daughter holds on to that faith. And that movie's relevance is very much important in today's context. We are seeing diminishing hopes sometimes. And when I look at that movie once again, there's one quote which comes into my mind. That when there is no faith in the future, there's no power in the present. And I'm sure most of us are hopeful for an optimistic future. We are clinging on to that faith. And I'm pretty sure we are not just going to survive, we are going to thrive. So next up, we have the general evaluator, Toastmaster Jimmy Patros. And when I asked who is his favorite film director, and he said it's Fazil and Ranjit from Malayalam movie industry. Can we have you, Toastmaster Jimmy Patros? Toastmaster Jimmy, you're on mute.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Toastmaster Puneet, for the introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So as a general evaluator, my responsibility is to evaluate anything and everything during the conduct of today's meeting. And I shall submit my report when called upon by the Toastmaster of the day at the end of the meeting. To help me in doing the general evaluation, I have two teams. One is my tag team and the individual speech evaluators. So before I introduce my tag team, with Onam around the corner, I know we all know that the harvest festivals are celebrated across the country at different point of times. So I asked my tag team, what is the relevance of harvest festivals? So here is our timer, Toastmaster Abhirami. She feels that we tend to forget practicing gratitude in our daily lives. And Harvest Festival is one day to sit back and thank the nature and the farmers who ensure that we get good crops. Toastmaster Abhirami is a chartered accountant by profession and explores her culinary and speaking skills over the weekend. So over to you, Toastmaster Abhirami. Kindly explain the role of a timer.
Sure. Thank you, Toastmaster Jimmy. Brevity is not just the soul of the wit, but brevity is also the soul of a concise, timely speech delivery by a Toastmaster. With that, I'll explain the role of a timer. So my primary role will be to support the speakers to keep up their allotted time. So this I'll do by flashing 3 colored flags, which will be green, yellow, and red. So for example, if a speaker has an allotted time of 5 to 6 minutes, 5 minutes is the minimum time allotted, during which I'll be flashing the green flag. And this intermediate time, 5.5, which is in between 5 and 6, will be flashed with a yellow flag. And lastly, the 6th minute, I'll be flashing a red flag, which will be indicating the maximum time that's allotted. Also, one thing that I would like to bring to your notice is when we are speaking and sharing the screen, it so happens that the flag that is flashed is not visible to the speaker. So in case you are sharing your screen, just keep your chat box open so that I can share the timer prompt there. Yeah, and lastly, I'll be noting down the time taken by each speaker, and I'll submit my report towards the end when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abrami, for that detailed explanation of the role. Next is our R counter. Our counter for today is Toastmaster Kritika Raju, who is an intern at Ernst & Young, and she's engaged in short story writing during this lockdown. So she feels that the Harvest Festival is a glorious and joyful celebration of the farmers. Over to you, Toastmaster Kritika.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jimmy. As the R counter, I am responsible to note down filler words, filler sounds such as R, and unnecessary pauses that do not form a part of the speech. I will get back to my report when called upon by the general evaluator. Over to you, Toastmaster Jimmy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kritika. The grammarian of the day is Toastmaster Muskan, who is going to pursue her master's in management and strategy. According to her, harvest festivals are one of the joyous occasions that bring communities and families together. Over to you, Toastmaster Muskan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jimmy. So I will be your grammarian for today. As grammarian, I will be paying close attention to all the speakers and also noting down any wrong usages or extraordinary usages in terms of words, phrases, or anything of that sort. Another part of my role is to introduce the word of the day. The word of the day is ardor. Ardor means great enthusiasm or interest. So an example sentence would be, Toastmasters show great ardor towards public speaking. I would encourage all of you to use the word of the day, as this will increase your familiarity with the word. And by the end of the meeting, I will be sharing all the people who have used the word of the day, as well as any improper usage or extraordinary usages. Thank you. Yes. Over to you, Toastmaster Jimmy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Muskan. Dear Toastmasters, I have a set of individual evaluators for the speeches whom I'll be introducing later. With that, I hand over the control to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Puneet.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jimmy. So let's move on to the first session, which is the prepared speech session. Now, for any movie to be made, we need script writers, right? And we also need people who can deliver. Well, in CTM, we have the amazing script writers who are gonna enthrall us by their roller coaster journey. And the first speaker which we have today is Toastmaster Deepak, and his evaluator is Toastmaster Rekha ma'am. And when I asked Rekha ma'am about what's her favorite movie, she said The Pursuit of Happiness starring Will Smith, and the #1 movie on IMDb, Shawshank Redemption. And she owns a startup called Kalpataru Consulting, which is into project management. So Toastmaster Rekha, can we have you to read out the guidelines of Toastmaster Deepak?
Sorry to interrupt. I think I am evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati. Am I? Or
okay, that's a good confusion to have been. It's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry for that because I saw some other thing and I thought I'm evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Bharati, Nagendra Bharati. So I missed it. Yeah, then okay, it's an icebreaker session. So yes. Yeah, so the objective of the speech for Toastmaster Deepak is to share, to explore his speaking skills and share the details about him to the audience. So now I wish all the very best to Toastmaster Deepak, and I would like to hand over to you. Thank
you so much, Toastmaster Rekha ma'am. Timer, just adding on, please note that The time is 4 to 6 minutes with a grace period of 30 seconds. Now, being a mentor, I asked Toastmaster Deepak, icebreaker is all about yourself. You have to introduce to the club. And when I said this, I asked him for icebreaker. He gave me a content for the entire pathway. So let's join our hands together to welcome Toastmaster Deepak, who's going to give his unique speech, which is the icebreaker. Toastmaster Deepak, a walk down the memory lane. A walk down the memory lane, Toastmaster Deepak.
Hi, am I audible and my video is visible?
Yep, you are audible and visible.
You are audible.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, Toastmasters and distinguished guests. So, first of all, I would like to thank you for the opportunity to present myself here. I am Deepak Thompson. So, I do have a list of items to be shared with you, but maybe I thought you will fill with boredom. Hence, I thought I'll share a few pointers which will elaborate myself clearly. Law of physics states for every action there is equal and opposite reaction. Well, my mom pushed me to this world at 1987. From then I realized the world started pushing me back, and it never stops. I was born in Trichy at my mom's place, where my dad is from Madurai. So I was brought up in Madurai. My dad is a science teacher and my mom is a zoology professor. So I was an average student all over the school, and I used to fail in almost all the subjects. World did really push me hard. So I see the law of physics a little changed, where it pushed me really hard. One day, just before the 10th exam, I felt something odd about my father. He started waking me up at midnight at 5 o'clock. It was really a midnight for me, taking classes and making me study. So he made me write exams after exams. I would say it was kind of a torture or struggle, but still, being an average student, I was able to achieve because all this hard work. I got 411 marks out of 500, which is a great mark for me, maybe not for so many people. I never got beyond 300 marks before in my life. So I asked to give sweets. I was asked to give sweets to my teachers and to my fellow students by my father, because he was really happy about the outcome. He was thinking I will fail miserably. So I went to my teachers and I started distributing the sweets. Then one teacher in particular, he started telling me, your father did really achieve what he told. I was a little confused at first. Then he started telling, I placed a bet on you. Who places a bet on a student? So then he told, your son will not take more than 320 marks. And that is where I realized this is the reason behind all of the struggle and burning midnight oil, all because of this one teacher who placed a bet on me. Then I realized in 11th and 12th grade, I am not going to choose a subject which is known to my parents. I'm going to choose only the subjects which is known to me and myself alone. So I chose computer science in 11th and 12th. So for those who think small of us, our success should be enough to silence them, as I see, but I felt I am being an example for this entire sentence. I worked hard during the 10th exams, but I am a success, but I was able to silence that particular teacher. I had this thing, maybe you can say I had this interest towards becoming a pilot at the start of my 8th standard, and I wanted to become a computer engineer like Bill Gates. Then I realized it was kind of a lot of study needs to be put in to become such into great heights. Then I had this wonderful college life. Then the best part of my life was we played football, badminton. I am a badminton district player. I played Counter-Strike all the time. We had this competition in college where who eats the most. So, well, look at me, I eat the most. So all the sports kept me occupied from being rushed to boredom. So till now, I am looking for someone who can play with me. Well, I have my kids, so I am waiting for them to grow up faster. So I want to play with them, cricket or football or any outdoor games. But this small age kids is really tough. I want them to grow much faster. My wife, is a wonderful lady. She's working in a bank. I do try my level best to make her crazy and angry all the time. I learned to have small fights, but which I realized that is the bond which makes stick. I learned how to drop the shield of big ego and apologize immediately. That is something I learned over the years. So we keep quiet. So that is a good thing or good tool to handle an angry person. However, I also started a weekend catering as a part-time. I do have this ardor towards wildlife photography. I was able to freeze the time of happy moments, and so then I can look into them in the past, recollect my happy memories whenever I am sad. Thank you everyone for this wonderful time once again. This is a small speech about myself. Have a good day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak. So one lesson which I've learned from your story, in fact, many lessons, because we had a great discussion out there. So when you're dealing with women, you always say go to ego to create a balanced and healthy life. So having said that, let's move on to our second speaker, Toastmaster Geeta ma'am. To evaluate her, we have our former Vice President Education Toastmaster, Bhuvaneshwari. And when I asked her who is her favorite film director, and she said Sir Mani Ratnam. So Toastmaster Bhuvaneshwari, could we have you here in the virtual stage?
Thank you, Puneet. So the purpose of this speech, which Geeta ma'am is presenting, is a research and presentation. So the purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and review it, and she can present on any topic she wants. So timer, please note, the time is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best, Toastmaster Geeta Sharaf.
When I asked, thank you, Toastmaster Bhuvaneshwari. When I asked Toastmaster Geeta ma'am, what's her favorite movie? Who is her favorite film director? And she replied, Tare Zameen Par. And the film which was directed by none other than, is known as perfectionist in Bollywood, Amir Khan. So with a great round of virtual applause, let's welcome Toastmaster Geeta ma'am. You are what you think. You are what you think, Toastmaster Geeta.
Thank you, Toastmaster Puneet. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Our mind is more powerful than we think. What we think and how we feel can impact our physical well-being. You are what you think, said Buddha 2,500 years ago. Today, science has begun to accept this. Let us know more about mind and body connection. Let me start with an example as I start sharing my screen. So what happens when you have a nightmare? You wake up, your heart is pounding, you are sweating, and you are anxious beyond words. The nightmare existed in your mind. There wasn't any real danger, but then you physiologically responded, your body physiologically responded to the nightmare. So this connection between what is happening in our mind and heart and what is happening in the body is called mind and body connection. Let's go through some beautiful scientific experiments or studies that have confirmed this mind and body connection. In the movie Tare Zameen Par, Amir Khan speaks to the rude and the cursing father of the dyslexic boy about the story of Solomon Islands. The tribals, they did not cut down the tree in those islands. Instead, they surrounded the tree and they cursed the tree day in and day out. And within few days, the tree dies from within and becomes dead. For many of you, this might be difficult to believe, You might ask, how can intangible thoughts and intentions kill a tree? In that case, I urge you to read The Biology of Life by Lewis Lipton. In this book, he tells us in detail about the power of the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. He also tells us that subconscious mind is 1,000,000 times more powerful than the conscious mind, and it is the subconscious mind that decides or controls all the activities of our life based on the belief it has. Therefore, repetition of words and thoughts is the best way to install belief in our subconscious mind. So, when the tribals were cursing the tree, they were installing negative beliefs into the tree's emotion. This in turn changed the molecular structure within the tree and killed the tree from within. Therefore, fellow Toastmasters and guests, we should be mindful of what we think, we feel, and we say to ourselves. Let me walk you through yet another study which confirms the mind and body connection. Our ancestors, for ages, they have believed that water has memory and water can trap the vibrations around the atmosphere. Today, Dr. Masaru Emoto, in his book, The Hidden Messages in Water, has revolutionized the idea that water can react to our words, thoughts, intentions, and beliefs. So here are the few pictures which you can have a look. So these are the pictures when the water is exposed to benevolent and compassionate words. So the result is beautiful, symmetrical, crystalline designs. Whereas when the water, when exposed to negative words and intentions, result in distorted and disillusioned geographical designs. He has also shown us that polluted water, when exposed to prayer and intention, can be energized and purified. So these are the images that you're seeing on the screen. So the polluted water which has been purified, you can see the difference here. So Dr. Emoto has a very clear message for us. The message is that if water can respond to our words, thoughts, intentions, and beliefs, we as human beings are made 70% water. So what we are going to tell ourselves, what we think, what we feel, and our intentions and the environment can impact the molecular structure within us and can result in diseases. I therefore reiterate that we need to be mindful of what we think, feel, and tell ourselves and to the people around us. Not convinced yet? Let me walk you through yet another study. Science has begun to accept that mind can trick the body into believing that fake treatments can have therapeutic values. And this has been demonstrated by the placebo effect. Various studies have been conducted, experiments also have been conducted where patients have been administered with sugar pills or placebos instead of real medication. And the patients have shown recovery signs because they believed that the medicine is going to work and they should be all right. So probably this explains that why sometimes when we pop up a Saridon or when we massage ourselves with a pain balm, we get instant relief even before the medicine can work for us. Conversely, the mind can also trick us into making us sick. For example, if you believe that a particular medication can bring about certain side effects, and even if the medication, it is not a correct medication, it is just a sugar pill which you have been administered, you will still experience those negative effects. So that is how powerful our mind is. So to conclude, dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, our thoughts, feelings, beliefs, intentions, they form the psycho-emotional roots of health and diseases. So it is up to us to be aware of this body and mind connection. And once we are aware of this mind and body connection, then we make sure that there is an harmonious relationship within two. So it's, with this, I hand over the control to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Geeta ma'am. That was an informative speech. Thank you so much for that beautiful presentation. Next up, we have Toastmaster Nagendra Bharti sir. And to evaluate him, we have Toastmaster Shrikant sir. When I asked him what are his favorite movie or favorite film director, and he said Mani Ratnam. He's a great fan of Mani Ratnam sir's work. And a small intro about him. When I asked, he said, I'm just a common man in search of an eternal truth. Toastmaster Shrikant sir, can we have you? And could you please introduce the guidelines of Toastmaster Nagendra Bharti sir?
Thank you, Toastmaster Puneet. Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati today is attempting Pathways Path Presentation Mastery. Level 2, Project 2. This project is titled Effective Body Language. The objectives of his project are for him to give a speech with intentional and unintentional body language. He also has to practice and refine how to use non-verbal and verbal communication while delivering his speech, for which Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati is given a time limit 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shrikant sir. Nagendra Bharti sir is a retired banker and a software professional. He's a big fan of James Bond movie. So Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati, so his speech title is Cockroach Approach. Cockroach Approach, Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati.
During this lockdown time, many people have started learning new hobbies using online course. I have also started learning few hobbies. The first one is Carnatic music. The second one is karate. Let me share that experience with you. Toastmaster of the day, my dear Toastmasters. The first hobby, learning Carnatic music. I am a great fan of Balamurali Krishna. I want to sing like him. I joined an online course to learn Carnatic music. And I practiced that in my bathroom daily, early morning. On hearing my voice or noise, whatever it may be, the dogs in the street have also started singing. It was like a chorus song. It was like a Raga Malika. I was happy that the dogs are enjoying my song, but the neighbors are not happy. They did some root cause analysis and found out the reason for that, and they came to me and then warned me. If you are going to sing again, we are going to make a complaint to police, not under nuisance, but under Cruelty to Animals Act. What? The dogs are very happy singing along with me. Are they happy? No. You are crying. On hearing your cry, they started weeping. You are crying and weeping. Make us not sleeping. Oh, it was a great insult to me. I stopped singing from that day onwards. So don't do it. The next hobby is karate. From my childhood days, I am fond of Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, the punches, the kicks, the blocks, the chops. I want to learn karate. But this hoo-ha, this may create again problem to my neighbors. So I searched for noiseless karate. But all the karate types are noiseful karate. Ching-chang karate, chum-chum karate, dishim-dishim karate. But at last, I found one karate, noiseless karate. That's called cockroach karate. I went into the site and see the demo. There. The karate master was sitting there. And then in front of him, there was a glass jar. Inside that, 2 cockroaches were moving here and there. I unmuted myself He said, "Sir." Suddenly those cockroaches stopped moving and looked at me. I was afraid. But the karate master looked at me and said, "Don't worry. You see how intelligent these cockroaches are. On seeing your movement, on hearing your voice, they have started moving and they are looking at you. This is called cockroach approach." There are 3 techniques in cockroach approach: cockroach position, cockroach punch, and then cockroach kick. Now they are taking position. They are pulling their legs inside the body, taking cockroach position. Next, cockroach punch with the front leg, and then kick with the back leg. I watched them. Suddenly they flied here and there and then fell inside the glass. I saw, had the jaw not been there, I would have been hit. Don't worry. But you are in another place. You have forgotten that. Even if you are here, I am there to protect. I was very happy with the protective nature of that karate master. So, then what else, sir? Now, have you had any cockroaches in your house? Yes, sir. I have seen 2 cockroaches in the bathroom. Oh, that's a prerequisite to join this course, because your practical class is happening there only with those cockroaches. Okay. Now you have learned few techniques, right? Now go back. Go to that bathroom and look at these cockroaches and see whether they are implementing these techniques there, and learn few more techniques and come back to me. Like Christopher Nero nights, I became cockroachite with lot of order. I went back. I came out of the Zoom room and went into the bathroom. There, my wife was standing there with a spray pointing towards that cockroach. I remember the description given in that website. When you point this spray towards the cockroaches, they don't go backward. They come towards you. They are ferocious. They are fast and furious. I want to warn my wife. Stop. Why? Cockroach. Yes, but no. It was like a Mani Ratnam movie with fewer dialogues but lot of meaning. My wife asked me why. I said about the cockroach story and my desire to learn cockroach karate. She looked at me angrily. What? Cockroach or me? I looked at the cockroach and my wife. My wife and cockroach. Definitely my wife is more beautiful than the cockroach. I love my wife. Darling, I love you more than the cockroach. Okay. But we stop all this nonsense. No cockroach karate, no dog music. Now come to the kitchen and learn cooking from me. That's also a good hobby. Okay. But where is the kitchen? What? We are living together in this house for 20 years. You don't know where the kitchen is. Come, I will show you. We follow there. I turn back. The cockroach is not there. It's not interested in teaching any techniques to me. I followed my wife. There, she showed me the vessels. First lesson is vessel clean. Take the vessel, pour the liquid, wash it, clean it, and then keep it aside. Take the. I just thought about the cockroach approach. Yeah, cockroach approach. It's punching and then kicking. It's taking position, punching, kicking. I take the position, punch and kick. I cleared all the vessels in 5 minutes. Oh, what happened? This is called cockroach approach. What? No. We call it as Rajini approach. My dear Toastmasters, have you ever thought about the type of work our mothers, sisters, and our wives, and even our granddaughters doing at our home? From morning till night, floor washing, dishwashing, cloth washing, how many washing? And then cooking. What are we doing? Asking coffee 5 times, sitting in the bench, reading newspaper. Is it right? Please think about that. Let us go and help them. Let us share the work and then do the work. Are you ready, Toastmasters? Thank you. Over to you, TMO.
Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati sir, you are going to give Daniel Craig a tough time, pretty sure. So now the USP of any Toastmasters, thank you all for the spectacular prepared speech session. Now the USP of a Toastmasters meeting is the evaluation. And to conduct this session, we have Toastmaster Jimmy Patros. Could we have you here again, Toastmaster Jimmy?
Thank you, Toastmaster Puneet. Dear Toastmasters, we will move on to the individual speech evaluations. To evaluate the icebreaker speech of Toastmaster Deepak, we have Toastmaster Rekha, who is a past president and the current secretary of CTM. She is an entrepreneur and owns a company called Kalpadaru Consulting, and it is into project management, training, and consultation. So she says the Harvest Festival is an opportunity to thank the farmers for the food they provide us for survival. With that note, I invite Toastmaster Rekha for the evaluation of Toastmaster Deepak's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Rekha.
Yeah, thank you very much, Toastmaster Jimmy. Congratulations, Toastmaster Deepak, on your taking the first step into your journey of delivering speeches. And yeah, I loved your speeches. I would like to share like what I liked in your speech and what can be improved in your speech or how it can be made better. So to start with, the main objective of your project is to share, like to make your audience aware of yourself, like who you are. So in that respect, I would say like you have met the objectives partially. So we as audience, like we came to know like where were you born, when were you born, your childhood, your education, and your interest in your speech, interest in your sports. And then like being your first speech, like it doesn't look like your first speech. You were awesome in your confidence. The delivery was very smooth. And I love the things which I love the most is your subtle humor. So when you spoke about your birth, your relationship with the father, like how he woke up in the early morning, and like your relationship with your wife, all these things, like you actually had a very subtle humor to share these details, the most appreciable one. And yeah, these were very good things like I loved in your speech. So how like my thoughts on how you can make this speech to a better level. So one is, as I said, like the objective of the speech is to share, share about yourself to the audience, to make the audience aware about you. I would say like, yes, you have met the objective partially, where we came to know about your childhood and about like your education and a few other things. But I would love to hear more about yourself, like your Toastmaster journey. What pulled? See, we all in the same platform. So I would be really interested to know like what pulled you into Toastmaster, and what did you learn from Toastmasters till now? And likewise, like what is your goal, what is your aspiration, and what is your career, what you're doing currently. So those details would have helped me to connect with you in a better way and to know you in a better way. So other than that, the speech was awesome. To summarize, you did have subtle humor, and you did share the details about you to a certain extent, but there are few more areas which I would love to hear about you. And then the smooth delivery and the confidence was commendable. And with this, I hand over the control to Toastmaster Jimmy. Back to you, Jimmy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rekha. Moving on, we have Toastmaster Bhuvaneshwari, who is a chartered accountant student. She feels that the Harvest Festival is a Thanksgiving moment, as well as it serves as a reminder to our culture and tradition. Toastmaster Bhuvaneshwari is today evaluating Toastmaster Geeta Shroff's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Bhuvaneshwari.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jimmy. So, I have three commendations and 4 recommendations for your speech, Toastmaster Geeta Shroff. So let me start off with the commendations part. Initially, you said operating PPT is something very, very new to you, but I could see that you have been running through the PPT as if you are professionally doing it for so many years. So I liked it so much. Secondly, you started off the opening so well, and you shared the screen in a very, very proper manner. Because in online platform, generally what happens is Guys, please wait for a minute. Let me share the screen and then I'll start the speech. That's the general statement that every person is doing when it comes to online speech. I would really appreciate you for opening the speech and then as well as doing it side by side. And I know that you are a beginner in using PPT. That was so beautifully done without any chaos or any confusion. Thirdly, you are flawless. I know your English is in such a manner which is very, very, very professional. So I could see that through your speech. It was very, very flawless. So moving on to the recommendations part. You started off with the nightmare and then moved on to the salmon tree with Tare Zameen Par part, and then moved on to the water reaction with our thoughts, and then placebo and then nocebo effect, right? What I would suggest is you have to reorganize your speech because most of us here are familiar with the word called placebo effect. If you start off with the placebo effect and then move on to the Tare Zameen Par part, and then if you come to the salmon tree and then finish off with the water reaction, it will be a complete speech with the organized parts. Because your opening and closing was your mind connection with your physical body connection, right? So in that case, it will be very helpful for the audience to remember your speech because when you're going to tell everything in a slightly disorganized manner, people will not remember your speech. So moving on to your second recommendation, you had so many contents in your speech. I would say it was great to research so many things, but when you present in front of audience, people will not remember such things because our audience are in such a way that after you move on to the Tare Zameen Par part, we'll become very tired because we cannot take too much of content. So in that case, you can take two things and elaborate completely. For the salmon tree part, what you could have done is you had a slide in between. You started off the story, you had a slide in between, and then you completed the story. No, you should just complete the story, and then what is the what do you say? A conclusion, or what is the story? What is the conclusion of the story? What is the moral that you get? You could keep the slide after finishing the story. That is one of the recommendations. Moving on, I said you were flawless, but one thing what I noticed was for each and every story that you took us forward, you said, let me walk you through, let me walk you through. That's a common word that we use in our office when we do presentations because we have to tell them, I'm going to the next slide. In presentations, in a story that we are in a speech, that shouldn't happen because you're not presenting a report here. You're giving your speech. You have researched a topic, you are presenting as a speech, not as a report. So you must never use the word, or let me walk you through. Because we will be aware that you're going to the next slide. We must never be aware of what you're doing. It must always be a surprise for the audience. So last, moving on, for the PPT, one recommendation for you, as you already said, you must never put too many contents in the PPT because when you're whatever you're speaking, when it's on the screen, people will not be ready to see your face or see what you're talking. People will be in such a manner, let me just read it through because she's just going to read the same what is there in the slide. So you must have the minimum content as much as possible in the slide so that people listen to you and see you on the screen when you're speaking. So overall, it was a really, really good speech and eye-opening for all of us who are stressed and the mind and body connection. So if you could take all the recommendations that you have given right now, that could be a great speech in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhuvneshwari. Indeed, a detailed evaluation. So next we have to evaluate Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati's speech, a senior Toastmaster, Toastmaster Srikant Kutikrishnan, an ordinary human being who is in search of eternal truth. So he says that Harvest festivals are the time for each one of us to think and feel grateful to the farmers who bring in food to our table. Great thought, Toastmaster Srikant. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator.
Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati, that was a hilarious speech. And your body language was brilliant. And the best part was, towards the end, you had a very powerful message for all of us, irrespective of our gender, age, or whatever it is, especially during this lockdown. Let me share with you why I say this. You started off by saying that you wanted to upgrade your skills and you went through the internet to find out what could be done. You had picked up Carnatic music and to learn karate. And well, it was far-fetched for you to learn karate and Carnatic music online. But given the circumstances, you have started that, fine. Then what happened was you failed in both the efforts. Your Carnatic music literally made you to sing, made you a bathroom singer where your neighbor's dog and stray dogs were barking and there was a fight, literal fight between you and your neighbors. That was a very good information with the humor. The second was the karate part. You started learning karate, different types of karate. You had kung fu, all forms of martial arts, different aspects you started learning. But nothing seems to be working for you. And finally, you learned the lesson by learning the karate which the cockroaches practice. You had a sensei. Sensei is a karate master. And he had a jar with cockroach. And that gave you a lesson that how cockroaches approach life. They take a stance, they kick and they punch. The three aspects of it. Even that was a failure because that kind of brought a rift between you and your spouse. And you realized, what is the choice that I have to make? And you finally made the right choice. Whether it is karate or Carnatic music, I have to be with my spouse, my wife, because that is where my heart and soul lies. That was a very good information. And towards the end, how you started helping your spouse in the daily chores was the great message that you gave us. All of us during this lockdown have to be a part and parcel of running our daily household work, not just sit back and enjoy. It is irrespective of whether you're married, whether you're unmarried. If you are in a family, you need to put in. So that was the subtle and powerful message that you gave us in this entire speech. So what I liked about this, everything was picture perfect. You were in a standing position. It was literally a live speech that you were giving. A live speech is what we have in our YWCA Reflections Hall. So that was very interesting. And in your body language, I could notice the gestures were appropriate. The eye contact was there. So overall, it was a very good effort by you as far as your speech is concerned. Well done. So if there is anything that I would like to say, I mean, I really don't know where you can improve upon because it was such a professionally well orchestrated speech with very good body language. Well, if you can do something about it, it would be just for your vocal variety. That's the only one that I want you to focus on. Rest of the thing, a humorous, hilarious speech with a very powerful message. Just work on those pauses in between. You know, when you raise your voice, when you're talking with your wife, maybe you can just modulate your voice. That would be appropriate. If you can bring in these, I'm sure you have a rocking future ahead as a very good humorous and a serious speaker. Over to you, General Evaluator. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srikanth. Moving on to the evaluation part, let's go to the tag team report. I request Toastmaster Abhirami, the timer, to read out the report.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Jimmy. Yeah, so all of us were most on time today. Let me share my screen. Yeah, so you will see the time allotted in column D and the actual time taken in column E. The ones in green were those who met the time allotted. So I think most of the folks from the Toastmaster of the Day, the Quote Master Abhilash, or Idiom Master Lakshmi Narayanan, General Evaluator Toastmaster Jimmy, and the speakers Toastmaster Deepak, Toastmaster Geeta, Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati, all of them are qualified. And the evaluators, Toastmaster Rekha, met the time limit. Yeah, So all the three speakers are qualified, and Toastmaster Rekha is a qualified evaluator. Over to you. Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhirami. Let me call upon Toastmaster Kritika Raju for the counter report.
Good evening, everybody, once again. I'm here to deliver the counters report. Toastmaster let me read out the names of those who have no R's, ums, or any filler words or unnecessary pauses first. Toastmaster Abhirami, Toastmaster Jimmy, Toastmaster Kritika, Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati, and Toastmaster Shrikant. All of us were very flawless, so let us give a round of applause for all of them. Now, going back to my report, Toastmaster Guruvayurappan, the president of today, had 1 hour. Toastmaster Puneet, 1 hour. Toastmaster Abhilash, 1 hour. Toastmaster Lakshmi Narayan had 1 hour and 1 unnecessary pause. Toastmaster Muskan, 1 hour. Toastmaster Deepak, 3 hours. Toastmaster Geeta used the word so quite a few times. That was you could have used other words like hence, therefore, instead of the word so always. Toastmaster Rekha used the word like quite a few times. That's all. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Jimmy.
Thank you for the report, Toastmaster Kritika. Now I invite Toastmaster Muskan to present the grammarian report. Over to you, Toastmaster Muskan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jimmy. So I am here with my report. So firstly, I would like to call out the people who used the word of the day, which was ardor. So that is Toastmaster Deepak and Toastmaster Nagendra. And then moving forward, I'll go on to people, to few improper usages that I noticed. So the first was movie has just came. So instead of that, you can use movie has just come out. Second was went to my teachers. So avoid the word did in the beginning. Went to my teachers would be better. Competition where who eats the most is not right. So competition to see who eats the most. And then lastly, I noticed a lot of usage of the word like in the middle. So usage of the word like is not recommended because it sounds a bit colloquial. And then I'll move on to the people who used like good usages in terms of phrases or good words. So first was T.M. Guruvayappan, so comfort zone. T.M. Puneet, intriguing. Nolan is an emotion, creatures of logic. T.M. Abhilash, what goes around comes around. T.M. Lakshmi Narayan, peace and harmony make peace. T.M. Kuti Krishnan, I really liked the phrase, ordinary human in search of eternal truth. And a few other phrases, heart and soul, part and parcel. T.M. Abhirami, brevity. T.M. Deepak, try my level best, freeze the time. T.M. Geeta, physiological, dyslexic, intangible, revolutionize, reiterate. T.M. Nagendra, ferocious. T.M. Rekha, subtle, commendable. So that's it from my side. Over to you, MJ.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Muskan. So here is my general evaluator report. The meeting started on time. Kudos to all the ExCom and all the members. And I noticed that almost all the role players have checked their audio and video before the meeting, which is appreciated. And please ensure that you don't have any background noises while you are taking up the roles while you're speaking. And the meeting agenda, once posted on the WhatsApp group, ensure that there are no further correction to it because it creates a lot of confusion. And the role players also try to avoid maximum confusion about the role while during the meeting. Otherwise, it was a great meeting. Kudos to all the ExCom and all the Toastmasters. And with that note, I wish you all a happy Onam It is a harvest festival. So I just want to share you this thought. When the lockdown was imposed, I'm sure many of us, for an instance, have thought the vulnerability of being a consumer. So it is all the more important to celebrate the harvest festival, because for a self-reliant India, it is very important that we concentrate on the core strength of the country, which is agriculture. Let us utilize this opportunity to congratulate and motivate our farmers. So let the corona not reduce the ardor of any harvest festival celebrations. Happy Onam to all of you. And over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jimmy Patros, for that wonderful conclusion. And you left us with a very thought-provoking and reflective message indeed. So I believe the polls are ready. I hope, Ranju, are the polls ready for the best role players, best speakers, best evaluators? Kindly vote for the best prepared speaker. I believe the polls are on your screen right now. I hope we are all done with the voting. Oh, we have one more vote. Yeah, best tag player.
Puneet, we have one more after this as well, the evaluator votes. Okay.
Sure. Thanks. Thank you so much. Are we all done with the voting? Yep, thank you, Nina ma'am, for confirming. I hope all of us are done with the voting.
Done, Puneet.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So, happy Onam to all. And with regards to Christopher Nolan, I will just say this one word. If you watch his movies, don't just try to understand it. Feel it. With that word of thought, I would hand over this virtual stage to our president, Toastmaster Guru Ayyappan sir. Can we have you here, sir?
Thank you, Puneet. So it is our custom at the CTM to honor those people who are breaking their ice as well as complete their milestone speeches. So as breaking the ice, I request all members and guests to give standing ovation for Toastmaster Deepak Thompson and Toastmaster Muskan Dogar for completing their ice break, for breaking their ice today. And also give a standing ovation for Geeta Shroff for completing her level 1 milestone today. So congratulations to all the ice breakers and the milestone breakers. Geeta ma'am. So with this, I just have the time for my result. Now, before that, I'll get some feedback from the guest. Guest, can you give us some feedback about today's meeting? Sudarshanam.
Good evening, everyone. It's been some time since I've joined, and really, I've joined at 4:15 exactly, and I could see so many performances, and all of you have given your best, and I wish you all the best. It was such a nice, you know, presentation. Thank you.
Guest Sendil Kumar. Yes, Jatika Jain.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. So, first of all, I'd like to thank everyone for giving me this opportunity. This is my first Toastmaster session, and like many people, I have been wanting to do something for myself. So, in this quarantine, I have found time to do the things that I've for a very long time. Like for instance, I've started doing online courses, and then improving my communication and the leadership skills has always been on the list. And joining Toastmasters would really help me. I spoke to ex-com member Kritika Raju, and she helped me with it. She suggested me to join this session. Thanks, Kritika. This was a wonderful session, and I really love enjoying all the sessions, especially from the ice breaking to Geeta ma'am session and the last session, Nagendra Babu sir session. His speech was really wonderful. Especially, I am looking forward to implementing cockroach approach in my day-to-day work as well. And thanks to all the Toastmasters, you people are doing a wonderful job. I am looking forward to joining Toastmasters as soon as possible. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Anyone guest? Guest Ritika Jain?
Good evening, everybody. So this is my third Toastmasters meeting, and as usual, it is very informative, and it is always very fun to hear all the speakers express their journey of Toastmasters and completing their icebreaker speeches and milestone speeches. So I will be soon joining Toastmasters, and I am very eager to start my icebreaker journey as well. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you are most welcome, Radhika. Most welcome to join CTM. With this,
thank you, sir.
It's time for me to announce the results of today's meeting. So, best QI player award goes to Courtmaster Abhilash. With the best role player award goes to Toastmaster of the TM Puneet. I request all members to give big round of applause by unmuting yourself. Best tag team of TM Kritika and timer Abhi, both. Best evaluator, Toastmaster Rekha. Best speaker, Toastmaster Nagendra Bharati. With this, I adjourn the meeting 7:42 to next week. Before that, I just wanted to convey to members that we have a business meeting shortly. In another 2 or 3 minutes, we'll be starting that.